Well, hello and welcome back to another week on my allotment. It's a beautiful morning. There's not a breath of wind, so I'm hoping to get the drone up and do a bit of footage. And I'm pleased to say life is back into its normal, pleasant routine. Work is busy, and life is back to normal. Yeah, it's really good. I have been busy on the plot, you won't be surprised to hear. You've seen me unloading some cardboard and some chippings. I've got access. I work for the garden centre, the local Chepstow Garden Centre, and the owner very kindly allows me access to as many pallets as I need, and cardboard whenever I need it. And there's been a pile of chippings there for a year or two. They are quite well rotted down, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And I asked him this week if I could nick some, and he kindly said yes. So I've made a start on one of the paths, I'll show you in a minute, and I'm going to continue down the bottom. One of the compost heaps, one of the posts has dropped out, obviously the wood rots, so there's a bit of a repair to be done there. I'm carrying on with the paths. I normally do all that infrastructure stuff in the winter, but I need to get on top of it now while I've got the materials. So lots to do today, and we'll have a little walk around in a moment and I'll show you what I've been up to, but very welcome along. Well, in my last video you saw me dig up my Sarpomera main crop potatoes, and I said it was an unmitigated disaster, and it was bad, but after very closer inspection, the third row I dug out had been in there 6 weeks less time than the other two, because they were planted, each row was planted at a 3-week interval. So the last row were almost okay. There was a few eaten, but so the last row sort of redeemed the whole bed. So they're divided into 3. They are the usable, unharmed, storable main crop Sarpomera potatoes. A baker's tray full of them. These are the ones that have got 1 or 2 holes in, but I think with a little bit of careful preparation we can use them for roasties and mash, etc. And then that final container are the ones that are completely useless. Not only have they got holes in, but they've been eaten out by the slugs. So initial thoughts maybe not quite as accurate. The last row really redeemed me, and there's the key. I thought I could plant them later, leave them in the ground later, and then not have to store them so much, but the longer you leave them in the ground, obviously the more chance of slug damage. But there's my main crop Sarpomera, and I've got a Sarpo axona still left in the ground, as many tubers. So we shall see, but I won't be leaving them in the ground any longer than I have to. Well, let's have a quick look at some of the jobs I'm hoping to achieve today. And whilst they're my ambition, I may not reach them all, but this is what I want to do today. That clump of, well, that clump has got to come out. Summer is the time to do any work in a pond because there's nothing hibernating at the bottom of the pond that you might disturb. So that's going to come out, and I'm going to clip back the roots. I'm guessing, I don't know, that the roots have gone mad and that they just need restricting a bit. So that's one job. Well, I got some chippings yesterday after work, and I've done that part of that path. It's quite intense on the chippings. It takes a lot up, and I've put cardboard down again to suppress the couch grass and the weeds. So I haven't finished this path, and as you can see, it's quite weedy and there's a lot more to do. So I'm going to finish this path this morning, hopefully. Down by the compost heaps, this, well, I suppose it is a path, is a mess. So I'm going to lift all the slabs up, lean them up against the compost heaps, and then all this nasturtium and weeds, etc., I'm going to hoe them all off, put them in the compost heaps, and then put some more cardboard down, lay the slabs over the cardboard, and then put some chippings down. I don't think I'll have enough chippings in the van for that today, but I'll be back there after work tomorrow to pick up some more. And here you can see that's rotted and come away, which will cause the front of these two bays to collapse. So I'm going to put a whacking great screw through that lot, just running repairs. And looking ahead to hopefully having enough chippings for this main path, I'm putting in some curbing. The wood that goes around, you can see it sort of disappeared there. It rots off within a few years. Nothing is permanent when it's wood. So these rather more substantial bits of wood, I'm going to stake them and create a kind of a curb. Then I can put some more cardboard between them and more chippings on top at some point this week, hopefully. Here's one job I did manage in the week. I've planted my strawberry plants. These are all brand new plants this year, so I'm not sure what kind of a crop I'll get next year, but they should last me 3 or 4 years, I think. We shall see. But it looks very smart right now. Now, this bed looks pretty awful because of all the weeds, but you know, you have to prioritise, and at the moment I'm more interested in cropping than weeding. But these Crimson Crush tomatoes, I didn't realise, I don't think other years they've been as big as this, but boy oh boy have we cropped some tomatoes. And there's another pick in there today. And yesterday Melvin, who's got the plot that butts onto mine at the end, he asked if he could take some because he had company coming and they wanted to do a tomato sauce. So I said, help yourself, take as many as you like. And he has done, and it doesn't look like he's taken any. We have made, or Cheryl has made, an awful lot of tomato sauces and soups, and they're all in the freezers. So the tomatoes have been a real success this year. Wow, it's a hot one. Typical when the kids have gone back to school, isn't it? I had a good crop of onions this year, but as always with onions and apples, I get a great crop, but it's difficult knowing where to store them. And at the moment they're drying in various places, and I'll show you those various places now. In the tool shed, and some have been prepared and are now stored on the shelves ready for winter. Well, it's all rather messy, but there's lots of onions here on the wood store drying, and then some up the top there with the garlic just outside the back door so Cheryl can get them easy. Lots more in the garden shed at home, and lots more in the greenhouse. They're everywhere. Well, in the greenhouse, the cherry tomatoes and the plum tomatoes have been fantastic, and we're still cropping, but it's coming to the end. But the big news is the peppers are ripening. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, look, what's made that hole? And the raised bed in the back garden is prolific as well. And the harvests keep on coming. Well, that's much better. I've still got a slight gap. But I can sort that the next time I get some chippings. The two varieties of carrot I'm growing this year are Flyaway and Resistor Fly. Both of them resistant to the carrot root fly. Only resistant, not proof. They're good looking carrots, but there is still damage. It's not terminal and it can be cut out, but I've still got carrot root fly. That'll do for now. compost bins are filling up. In fact, they're full up. Well, Gerald will be pleased to see more tomatoes, and I think I counted 20 cucumbers, which may seem a little excessive, but we juice 2 a day, and I haven't thrown one away yet. Well, it's mid-afternoon. I think that'll do me. Really good day, fantastic harvest as you just saw. No wind, so I was able to fly the drone. Badly. Yeah, and I feel I'm back on track. A lot more work to do with the chip-ins, but that's a slow process. As I finish work, I'll go up the garden centre and get some more. So maybe by the next time I see you, it'll be complete. Who knows? But thank you for joining me. Thanks to those who subscribed. And I'll probably see you next weekend. Who knows? Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye for now.